All right, let's talk about the 401k. It's this giant in the retirement world, right? For millions of us, it's pretty much the main way we save. But how well do you really get it? Let's dive in and break it all down.
So, quick question for you. What do you think is the #1 most common retirement plan in America? I bet you can guess. In fact, you probably already know the answer.
Yep, you got it, the 401k. It's so common, the name itself is basically just another word for retirement savings. You probably have one, or at the very least, you definitely know someone who does.
Okay, but here's the million-dollar question. Just because it's the most popular kid on the block, does that actually mean it's the best place for your money? Well, the answer is a little complicated.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the 401k as our measuring stick. Think of it like a baseline. Once we get a really good handle on its pros and its cons, we can use that knowledge to size up every other retirement option out there. Makes sense, right?
All right, first things first, let's get down to the basics. What even is a 401k?
So, in a nutshell, it's a retirement plan that's sponsored by your employer. You'll hear this term defined contribution thrown around. All that really means is you get to define how much you contribute from each paycheck. It could be a set dollar amount or maybe a percentage. You're in the driver's seat on that part.
Okay, now this next part is super important. Your contributions can come in two main flavors, traditional or Roth. Think of it like this. With a traditional 401k, you put money in before taxes are taken out. This is cool because it lowers your taxable income right now. But the catch is you have to pay taxes on it later when you take it out in retirement. Now, the Roth 401k is the complete opposite. You pay the taxes now on the money you put in. The big payoff, all your withdrawals in retirement are 100% tax-free. So the big decision really boils down to a simple question. Do you want to pay taxes now, or do you want to pay them later?
So, with all that, why is the 401k so popular? Well, it comes down to one absolutely massive, can't-ignore benefit. Let's just call it what it is. Free money.
Don't get me wrong, there are a bunch of other solid perks. You can lower your taxable income, there are no income limits like with some other accounts, and you can even take out a loan if you're in a real bind. But one of these benefits, it's the undisputed heavyweight champion, and that is the employer match.
Listen, if your employer offers to match your contributions, it is, without a doubt, the single best investment you will ever make. They are literally giving you a 100% return on your investment instantly. You put in $1, they put in $1. Boom! Just try to find a guaranteed 100% return anywhere else. Oh wait, you can't. It doesn't exist.
Okay, free money sounds amazing, right? But you know how it goes. With pretty much any financial deal, there's always a catch. And the 401k is no different. There are a few, let's call them hidden costs, that you absolutely need to be aware of. And the first one is a doozy. Let's say you need to get your hands on that money before you turn 59 and a half. Well, get ready for a nice little 10% penalty from the government, and that's on top of the regular income taxes you're going to owe anyway. Ouch. That can be a really painful surprise if you're not expecting it.
And believe it or not, the fun doesn't stop there. Sometimes the fees inside a 401k can be surprisingly high, and they just quietly eat away at your returns year after year. Plus, you don't get to invest in whatever you want. You're stuck with a limited menu of options your employer picked out. And then you've got something called RMDs, or Required Minimum Distributions. Basically, once you hit a certain age, the government forces you to start taking money out, whether you want to or not. Why? So they can finally get their tax money. It's that tax bill you pushed off, and guess what? It's been getting bigger and bigger, right along with your account balance.
To really wrap your head around this whole compounding tax problem, I've got two simple stories for you. They make it crystal clear.
Okay, story number 1. It's all about when you pay your taxes. So imagine you've got a handful of apple seeds. Option 1, the Roth way. You pay a little bit of tax on those seeds right now, but then the entire massive orchard you grow from them, it's all yours. Every single apple tax-free forever. Option 2, the traditional way. You get to plant your seeds tax-free. Sounds good, right? But for the rest of your life, the tax man comes and takes a chunk of every single apple from every single tree. So, which one of those deals sounds better to you? All right, here's another way to look at it. Let's pretend you and I are going into business. But here's the deal. You have to put up 100% of the money. You have to do all the research, pick all the investments, and oh yeah, you take on 100% of the risk. If this thing fails, it's all on you. Then, fast forward 35 years. You've worked your tail off, it's a huge success, and I just waltz in, your silent partner, and say, hey, great job. I'll be taking my 30 or 40% cut of everything now. In the traditional tax-deferred 401k, that silent partner, yeah, that's the government.
I mean, seriously, be honest with yourself. If this were any other part of your life, would you ever sign up for a deal like that? No way. It's a terrible deal. But that is exactly how a tax-deferred retirement account is structured.
Okay, so what's the takeaway here? What are you supposed to do with all this? How do we use our 401k measuring stick to actually build a smarter financial game plan for ourselves?
All right, here's the game plan. It's pretty straightforward. Rule number 1 is absolutely non-negotiable. You always contribute enough to get your full employer match. That's the free money. You just can't leave that on the table. But, and this is a big but, for any money you want to save above and beyond that match, that's when you need to start thinking strategically. Maybe you look at putting those extra dollars into a tax-free account, like a Roth IRA. The goal is to create some balance so you're not stuck with a giant tax bill in retirement. Always use your 401k as that baseline, that measuring stick, to compare all your other options.
So, I'll leave you with this one last question to ask yourself. Take a good, hard look at your own retirement plan. Is it really designed to build your future? Or is it designed to build a future for your silent business partner? The choice is yours. And hey, so is the money.